haven't seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real weapons be real to sell. I haven't seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money, money, money. That's all you got to do. Being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything. Not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's wrong. You don't like money so much, why do you get up and go to work? Yeah, it's not to think about one of the things in my day. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. It's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, H Cortez.
Good morning, Black world, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning live with your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. It's my absolute privilege and a pleasure to come to you live and direct from the Monetize My Life Academy studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, if you have not already taken me up on my very special offer, it's going to end Sunday at midnight, where I will actually let you get into Monetize My Life Academy for just $5 a month. That's right, $5 a month. But here's what you have to do. You have to go over to my fan page, Cortez, the Coach Thornton. When you go into that page, the last 4 or 5 posts that I put up says, share this post and tag me in it, and I will send you a coupon code to get in the academy for just $5 per month. Not just one time, not just 2 times. You can lock in that $5 per month and Monetize My Life Academy. I just put in a new Twitter course last night. I just put in a new Facebook ads ebook last night. Man, I'm constantly adding valuable content to that site. Everything that you need to know about branding and marketing is in that site. You don't have to go to 1,000 different gurus to find the products that you want, the tools that you want, the education that you need to start building your brand. It's all under one umbrella, and you can get it for just $5 per month through Sunday, and the price is going to go up every week from there. So check that out. Go over to my fan page, Cortez, the Coach Thornton, and then you'll see the different posts that you can share. I give clear instructions. Share this post, tag me in it, say you're joining Monetize My Life Academy, and then once I get the tag notification that you shared it, I will inbox you a special coupon code. This deal is I charge $97 a month for Monetize My Life Academy. I'm giving you $92 off the regular monthly fee for the rest of this week. And then the price goes up every week because this is my soft launch. And I will officially launch it at regular price in a couple weeks. But I want you guys to be able to get in, poke around, let me know if there's any discrepancies, let me know if the links and stuff are not working, all that kind of stuff. And that's my way of saying, okay, since you're going to help me with that, I'm going to let you have access to this platform for just $5 a month. Since I'm new to this, we'll need some assistance. I'll help you with that, Lionel. And I want you to get that membership for $5 a month. All right, so do me a huge favor. If you're checking us out on Periscope, then go ahead and share this with your followers. Tweet this out. If you are checking us out on YouTube, do the same thing. YouTube, my YouTube channel for Monetize My Life Academy is just that. If you go to Monetize My Life on YouTube, then you'll see some videos that you can share. As long as you share those videos and tag me in them so I know that you shared them, you will get the same $5 discount for those of you on YouTube who are not necessarily on Facebook. But I want you guys to help me out, make this thing a really, really nice platform where you can go and get educated on how to build your brand, how to make money online, and all that good stuff. But if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. And then copy the link, share it on your favorite social media timeline. If you guys have not already shared the stream for Facebook, please do so. Go ahead and share, right? Make room in the billionaire circle. I'm coming. I got you, Shelton. And speaking of which, I want to let you know exactly who the show is for. The show is for risers and grinders only, man. If you're ready to get up, get out, and get something, this is your show. This show is not for the bump on the log, man. It's not for the bump on the log. Vincent Morris, I just started to tell you, the viewers, to purchase your book, Monetize My Life. Okay, so Vincent has the book, and you got to go activate your 3 free months of Monetize My Life Academy. Or if you just want to me to send you the code and you just have $5 per month just permanently, I'll send you that code, Vincent. So just inbox me, brother. But he says he loved the book, and it just gives you some perspective, some things that you can do to take some things that you are passionate about and transform and monetize those things, man. That's what we're talking about, man. Monetize My Life Academy is a book, and the academy teaches you how to execute the strategies that I lay out in the book. So really quickly, guys, you guys know today was My Brother's Keepers speaker series. I was doing a whole week, so I want you guys to do me a huge favor. I want you to join me in a word of prayer. My guest for this morning had a family medical emergency late last night. So Lord God, I just thank you for this day, and I want to send a special prayer out for Brother Bless Ellis and his family. We know that you are a healer and you can be the doctor in the medical room. So I just pray that you protect and keep his family covered, and then allow him to know that you are there with him so he won't stress out over this potential medical emergency, and give him peace about it. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. So he was supposed to be on today. Bless is my guy, man. Dude, I have a lot of respect for. And, we're going to definitely get him back on the show for sure. But I want you guys to just send up a quick prayer for my brother and hope that everything is okay with his family in that medical emergency. And we'll get him back on the show, as soon as he's ready for that. Even if I have to do a special segment to get him on early next week, whenever he's ready, I'm going to bring him to you guys, because dude, that's my guy, man. That's my guy. So today we're talking about, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, last year, Dr. Boyce Watkins was doing what's called the Black Code Challenge, right? The Black Code Challenge. And if you guys don't follow Dr. Boyce Watkins, he has a huge following, and he was allowing you, if you could memorize these 12-part Black Code and send him a video what you memorized, he will put that on his channel with your brand and give you the opportunity to get in front of his audience. Now, I didn't take the challenge. I just knew that the Black Code was just something that we should adopt, man. And here's the thing about a code of ethics. See, your code of ethics precipitates culture. I'm gonna say that again. Your code of ethics should precipitate culture. Now, we know that we have a strong Black culture, but the question is that Black culture moving us to an agenda that we want? We have a Black culture, right? We have a code of ethics, a code of conduct, but the question is, should that current code of conduct, should it be revisited? Right? I've got a video on this very channel, on this very page, of Jay-Z talking about the fact that we as Black people are culture, and that nothing moves without us. The question is, why do we continue to give our culture away? And the simple answer for me is this: we need to revisit our code of conduct. See, the code of conduct precipitates culture, and it shapes culture, and your culture is what you do automatically, and there should be certain things built into our automatic lifestyle that will move us agenda that we want, right? So again, your code of ethics, your code of conduct should precipitate your culture. In fact, it should dictate and shape your culture. I'm developing a code of ethics with my family right now. We sat down and had lunch the other day after church, and we start talking about what we want the Thornton family to be. See, how many of you guys have ever just said that and start to plan out exactly what you want your family to be, or is your family just is, right? See, no, when you put in a code of conduct, you start to shape and dictate the culture of your family, and your family do things on autopilot that will then shape and mold and push you in a certain direction automatically. Right? We developed, my family motto is investing in our future by the way we live today. So I want my family's habit to always be in everything we do, planting a seed that's going to shape our tomorrow. Have you thought about a code of ethics for your individual family that's going to shape your family's culture, that's going to move you to where you want your family to be on autopilot? Have you set expectations for your family? That's the question. So the Black Code is 12 things. So I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over all 12 of them, but I've got a quote of the day that I got to give you guys that my man hit me with. So code number 1: we do not steal from each other. Code number 1. And I want you to think, I want you to, I really, as I read off each code, I want you to think that, hey, if this becomes our nature, if this becomes our culture, because this precipitates culture, if this becomes the culture, if we just have a culture that we will never steal from one another, can you see that pushing us to our agenda of Black unification? Right? Can you see that? Right? Go ahead and share the stream. If you're new, you're just popping on, go ahead and share the stream. Can you see this? I'm going to give you these 12 codes. We do not steal from another. We don't steal from each other. Right? Code number 1. Code number 2. Now, if I was doing this myself, Boyce, I would put number 2 as number 1. Right? Number 2, we do not kill each other. I want to tell you, I want y'all to realize something, man. If you want to take mainstream culture and have them shaking in their boots, let's today go a day where not a single Black person kills another Black person. I want you to understand the power in just that alone. If we stop killing each other, if there was a day in St. Louis or a week in St. Louis where not another Black person died by the hands of another Black person, you know we've been conditioned to do that because of our mortality rate versus their mortality rate, right? If all of a sudden we wake up today, all the brothers and sisters in Chicago, Philly, New York, New Jersey, if everybody just starts saying, hey man, let's stop killing each other. Do you know instantly, within a week's time, we would gain so much ground in terms of the number of bodies that we have versus the number that they have. See, they count on us killing each other because their birth rate is at a negative number. So we don't have to do anything towards them that will cause them to eventually, they just can't reproduce as fast, right? So their birth rate is literally at a negative number. So if we woke up one day and say, hey, you know what? We're just gonna stop killing each other. We're just gonna stop killing each other. And if we did that, population-wise, they'd be in trouble. They'd be in trouble, right? They count on that because when there was a time when for every one of us that was dying, they were birthing a new child. Now that's not the case. That's where you have all of this population control propaganda going on, because they just can't keep up with us, you know, in terms of both birth rate. So we got to stop killing each other. That's number 2. Number 3, we do not sell or offer drugs to one another. We do not sell or offer drugs to one another. We have to make sure that we maintain a conscious and focused state of mind, y'all. I get that post-traumatic slave syndrome is real. And the reason some of us love an altered state of mind is because it helps us to escape our reality. That's the real reason. Drugs allow us to escape our reality. We like to alter our state of consciousness because of the effects of post-traumatic slave syndrome. I could very easily see a brother in my situation working for a major corporation and being in that environment, and the moment you walk out of that door, you want to go blaze up. I understand that. I truly understand that. But if we can get to a place where we can find other ways to cope with the trauma of post-traumatic slave syndrome without the drugs, we can maintain a level head and stay in a focused state of mind instead of an altered state of mind. And we probably can get a little bit more accomplished. So we do not sell or offer drugs to one another. Number 4, we do combine our dollars and buy collectively as a group. Number 4, combine our dollars and buy collectively as a group. Let me give you an example of what he's talking about here. We all know that there's 1,001 mom and pop restaurants in the Black community, right? Why is it do we not have a single franchise chain of Black restaurants anywhere that's spreading across the country? There are thousands of little mom and pop restaurants, but there's no restaurant chains that is started by a Black person, owned by a Black person, that is spreading across the country and being sold to other Black people as a way to help grow the chain and also as a way to grow wealth for that Black family, because we don't understand collaboration over competition. If we have 1,000 little Black-owned restaurants, just imagine if all of those Black-owned restaurants came together and bought all their chicken from the same distributor, same manufacturer, same producer. They came together in a co-op. Everybody bought all of their chicken from the same place. Then they went back and distributed that chicken to all of their individual little restaurants. Guess what? They get the chicken so cheap that they be able to compete with the Wingstop when they say it sell 25-cent wings on Tuesdays. They get to compete with the Hooters of the world because of that collective buying power, right? See, Dr. George Fraser talks about if you put water in a 55-gallon drum and you spill that drum over, that drum is going to disperse and that water is going to have very little power. However, if you focus that water through a tube, put that same drum under pressure, that 55 gallons of water could be so powerful that it will cut concrete. It will cut concrete. We've got to get to a place where we stop talking about the $1.2, $1.6 trillion spending power, because spending power is an oxymoron. Spenders don't have power. Spending power is an oxymoron. Buying power is an oxymoron. However, if we aggregate our buying potential, it can then become power once it's aggregated. It has to come together. It has to come together in order for it to become powerful, right? So combine our dollars and buy collectively as a group with everything we do. I know a bunch of people who produce t-shirts, and I'm saying, why ain't now one of y'all came together and became the t-shirt wholesaler? Because I'm buying my t-shirts over here. I don't want to partner with him. He's buying t-shirts, and we're all buying t-shirts, and we're spending $2 per shirt. But if we bought our t-shirts together, we all get our t-shirts for 50 cents a shirt. Don't that just make sense? Even if that's my competition, even if I don't like this dude, as long as we're gonna deal in business fair with one another, man, let's come together and we both gonna get these t-shirts for 50 cents a t-shirt, and may the best man win. When I put my designs on mine, I'm trying to outsell you. You put your designs on yours, you're trying to outsell me. We got a friendly competition, but whatever we sell, we're gonna put our money back together and buy our t-shirts in bulk, and we all gonna get t-shirts for 50 cents a t-shirt. Just makes sense. So we got to start combining our dollars to buy collectively as a group. Number 5, we must at all costs, protect our women and children first. Brothers, this is a call to action, a call to arms. A call to action and a call to arms. Brothers, we must protect our children and our women first. And this is a shameless plug, right? This is a shameless plug, because one of the reasons we can't really protect our children and our women the way we want to, brothers, is because we don't know how to effectively and efficiently earn a living. There is a better way to earn a living than working 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. I get it. We've been taught to work hard, man. Wealthy people put their money to work for them because your money can work 50 times harder than you ever can. So you got to get your money situation squared away. And that's what the Black Wealth Movement is all about. You got to get your money situation squared away, because you can't protect your family if you have to be away from your family 12 hours a day. It's difficult. When you are not self-made and you can't walk off your job to go deal with a problem at your child's school because you fear losing your job, you can't protect your family in that way. When marauders are in our community causing harm and hurt to our women and our children, we can't be there to protect them and put the young bucks in check because we got to go chase a dollar on somebody's job, right? We can't hold the police and the politicians accountable because our money ain't right. I don't have time to call my local politician. I don't have time to show up at his office and say, man, Mr. Alderman, Mr. Ward person, Mr. whoever, you're going to come and you're going to clean up my damn neighborhood, because I'm on somebody's job, right? So we got to get our money right so that we can be better protectors of our families. Right? So that's number 5, protect our women and children first. Number 6, we've got to educate our own at every chance. Educate our own at every chance. Now, I want you guys to understand the difference between knowledge and education. Knowledge and education. In fact, when we talk about education in the public schools, what do we say? We talk about the education system. We talk about the public school system. See, knowledge is something that you know through being taught, through experience. Then that knowledge becomes wisdom when you apply it and gain experience from it. So knowledge is what you know. When you apply it and gain experience from that application, now it becomes wisdom. Education is just the system by which you transfer knowledge from one to another. Education, in my definition, is just the system by way in which you transfer knowledge from one to another. You have to ask yourself, in the educational system that is currently in place, what knowledge is being transferred? Who's in charge of that knowledge? And what wisdom do we gain from that knowledge when we apply it? Does that wisdom that we gain from the knowledge that we apply, is it really serving Black people? Right? Is it really serving Black people? That's what we got to ask ourselves. So when you understand that I don't take a dump on knowledge, but we do need to revamp the education system in this country for our purposes, because for our purposes, we have to teach our history. We have to teach entrepreneurship, because we'll never lay the ground floor, according to Dr. Claude Anderson, of our 5-story building, which is economics. We will never have our own economic centers in all of our urban communities if we don't start teaching entrepreneurship like yesterday. The public school system, the way it's currently designed, is run by corporations. They make all the donations to the to the school system. So if the corporations are behind the school system, it makes no there's no wonder why the school system teaches you how to get a job, because those corporations want a return on their investments. We want you guys to teach people how to become good employees, right? The government is behind the school system, because when you become a good employee, then employees pay the most in taxes. So number 6, we have to teach our own at every chance we get, right? So really quickly, I got a quote of the day, and the quote of the day goes like this: money is a seed. Learn to plant your seed instead of eating your seed, and you'll never be broke. Money is a seed. Learn to plant your seed instead of eating your seed, and you'll never be broke. That's from my man, Evan Jefferson. See, we tend to treat our money like the harvest. So you remember when if you ever study farming communities, when the harvest comes in, they always have a celebration. When they celebrate the harvest, they literally waste tons of food. I want you to get something. When the harvest comes in, there's a harvest celebration. Whenever you have anything in abundance, that is when you waste the most. They literally will waste tons of food during the harvest celebration. You guys know, go to a buffet. And when you go to a buffet, it's nothing for you to take one bite out of a piece of chicken, put it on the plate, and say, man, come get this. And then you go to the buffet and you go get something else. But be down to your last piece of chicken, and you eat everything, including the gristle. We got to start looking at our money the same way. So today's quote of the day was sponsored by theblackbillionairesclub.com. theblackbillionairesclub.com. My man, Evan Jefferson. If you go to theblackbillionairesclub.com, you'll get this book right here. And he also has some cool free giveaways on how to buy stock and things of that nature if you go and purchase this book. theblackbillionaires.com. My man, Evan Jefferson, fixes broke, certified financial educator. And, I love to partner with guys who are doing great things, not just for themselves, but also in the community. And he is definitely one of those brothers. So theblackbillionaires.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. pick up that book, connect with Evan. If you want to connect with him online, he's at ERGJ Black Bazaar or on Facebook, or just send him a friend request and tell him the Financial Health Mentor sent you. And by the way, if you want to sponsor a segment on this show, all you got to do is inbox me at very reasonable rates, and your information will get in front of thousands, literally thousands. My reach is about 1 million per week. So I can get you in front of thousands of people when you sponsor this show. TheBlackBillionairesClub.com. Yeah, if you put it all together with no spaces, Florida Ferg, you will it will actually become the link that they can click on. I appreciate you putting that in the chat. All right, so we're doing the black code. Let me recap the first 6, and then we'll go over the last 6. Number 1, we do not steal from one another. Number 2, we do not kill one another. Number 3, we do not sell or offer drugs to one another. Number 4, we combine our dollars and buy collectively as a group. Number 5, we protect our women and children first, even to the death, fellas. Are you willing to lay down your life? Are you willing to lay down your life to protect our women and children? Because I want y'all to get something, man. I want y'all to get something. And I'm struggling to get to this place, but I'm almost there. When you overcome, I got a sneeze coming on, so I keep growing my nose on. When you overcome your fear of death, unless you overcome your fear of death, you will never live. Fellas, I need you to get this. I need you to get this. It's not until you can deal with your fear of death and overcome it, you will never live. I'm not saying you do things that will cause you to die. I'm saying that when it's time for you to step up, the fear of death is not going to stop you from stepping up and stepping in and taking your rightful place as a protector and the guardian of this freaking universe. Yeah, I said it. I didn't say of the black woman. I didn't say of the black people. I didn't say of the black man. I said we are the guardians of this universe. And when we can shed that fear of death, man, you're going to see that that's when you truly begin to live. See, I want you to think about some of the young brothers you see in the street acting a fool, doing whatever they want to, whenever they want to. You know why? Them brothers ain't scared to die, man. Them brothers lost all hope and feel like they don't got nothing to live for. They ain't scared to die, so they living to the fullest. They riding this thing till the wheels fall off. Now, what if we do that? But we do that with a purpose, and not because we lost hope, but we lose our fear of death because we have a tremendous amount of hope. See, it's one thing to live life not afraid of death because you're hopeless. But what about when you live life not afraid of death because you're hopeful? It's a different thing, man. Different thing. Number 6, we got to educate our children every chance. Number 7, we do not fight one another, man. You know why we can't fight one another? Because none of us know how to take a butt kicking. We can't fight each other because nobody knows how to take a butt kicking. There was a time in our youth where you could lose a fight and it wouldn't be the end of the world, and you wouldn't go home and get a gun and want to kill the person who kicked your butt. You go to the weight room, you lift a few weights, you say, next time I run across this guy, we're gonna go at it again, and I'm gonna get the best of him this time. We can't fight each other now because nobody knows how to take a whooping. So you get a whooping and then you want to go back and not only go back and kill that person, you want to kill that person and everybody else associated with that person. That ain't how we used to do things, man. That's not how we resolve things, right? We do not fight one another. Number 8, brothers protect and build up brothers. Brothers protect and build up brothers. Guys, we've got to get to a place where we know that we're family. We know that we're family. We got to get to that place, man. And we got to start looking out for one another like family. We got to start lifting each other up. We got to start encouraging each other. We got to start going out of our way to let our brothers know we believe in them. I know that's for what you've been taught masculinity is, that's a problem for most brothers. For what you've been taught masculinity is, for most of you, that's a problem for you. Oh man, I ain't gonna get no dude, no compliment, because you've been taught masculinity is the same thing as being macho. Macho is a farce. Being macho is a farce. Because being macho keeps you in competition with one another. Being macho keeps you from supporting one another. Being macho keeps you from lifting one another up. So you've been taught what masculinity is, and what you've been taught is dead flipping wrong. You've been taught what masculinity is, and what you've been taught is wrong, dead wrong. Matter of fact, you've been taught to accept something that is the opposite of masculinity as masculinity. That's why we have a problem in our community. That's why we have a problem in our community. Number 9, sisters protect sisters and build one another up. Sisters got to protect sisters and build one another up. And I'm going to say this, and I hope, sisters, I can say this and we still be friends. But you've got to pull yourself out of the feminine movement. See, our innate nature and culture says that we understand duality. We let somebody else define to us what femininity is. And they created a whole movement around it which separates gender. And I get why you would be sucked into such a movement, because this world, the rulers of this world created this male dominant masculine power structure, and you feel left out, and you feel that you need to get your power structure on. So you created a movement to combat that movement, but you're fighting the wrong fight, because that was wrong in and of itself. There's duality, man. That's why there's man and woman. That's where there's masculinity and femininity. They work together. We are one. What does God man says? One whole person come together with another whole person, and they create a new person. Everything to be properly birthed in this country takes both, in this world, in this universe, takes both the male principle and the female principle. Even thoughts, even ideas. If you are trying to do anything and you are a man and you're doing it on your own without the interjection of a thought from a woman to help soften what you're doing, it's going to be tough to birth something that's going to last eternally. There's duality. You have to have both. You have to have both. You have to have both, man. So sisters, start looking out for sisters. Brothers, start looking out for brothers. Brothers, we got to build up and protect our sisters. Number 10. Number 10, brothers, we got to build up and protect our sisters. And I want you to, I want us to get this and get to this place, and we got to get out of this insecure place, because as a man, as a Black man who knows all too well what post-traumatic slave syndrome has done to myself and my sisters abroad and alike, my wife has to be secure enough in me telling another sister, I believe in you. She has to be secure enough in our relationship and our love that I'm solid and that I'm not going anywhere. But she has to be comfortable with me telling another Black woman, you can do it. I believe in you. How can I help you? What can I do to help you overcome some of your struggles? Sister, you look good today. And I can say that in a non-sexual way, as not being some sort of pervert or some sort of come on from a married man telling another sister that she looks beautiful today, because I'm hoping that turns her day around so she can go throughout the rest of her day feeling like she looks beautiful, because how you feel will determine the actions that you take. A lot of times the actions we take because we're coming from a place of feeling frustrated. Brothers, you got to be secure enough in your relationship with your sister that she has permission, and your yes, she has your permission to tell another brother, hey, I believe in you. Let me lift you up, brother. How can I help you? How can I support you? We've got to get to that place. Same thing with sisters. Sisters got to protect and build up brothers. I was at a retreat a couple of weeks ago, and one of the mentors said, a real friend will protect you in public and correct you in private. A real friend will protect you in public and correct you in private. And what do we like to do as a community of people in general? We like to publicly correct one another. You want to see something funny? Stick a microphone and a TV camera in a Black man's face and ask him to say something positive about another Black man. Did y'all hear that? You want to see something funny? Stick a camera in a Black man's face and ask him to say something positive about another Black man. You want to see the sickness come out of a brother? You want to see post-traumatic slave syndrome in full effect? It happens all day, every day. Look at your TV anchors and your pundits. Whether it's sports, whether it's regular news, it don't matter. Whenever there's an issue coming up that involves Black people, listen at how Black people respond. And I'm not saying that they can't have their opinion. I'm saying you protect your culture in public and you correct your culture in private. You protect your culture in public and you correct your culture in private. You don't see other cultures jumping in front of national TV on national news and bashing their leaders, bashing their culture, bashing other people. Something goes down. What happened when Dylan Roof went into that church and killed all those people? Did their culture go out and say he was a freaking lunatic? Did their culture go out and say he was a maniac? Did their culture say he needed the death penalty? Did their culture say he deserved to be killed? What did their culture do? Their culture protected that young man and said he's sick. He needs help. He needs he snapped. They protected that young man's image and his integrity. So-called integrity. You don't go into a church and kill 9 people and you have integrity. But they protected his image. Because that's what their culture does in public. And they will deal with him in private because that's part of their code of conduct. That's what every one of them knew to do that automatically. because they have a certain code of conduct that precipitates their culture, that instills a behavior in them that says, hey, if we do something silly, nobody mentions in public how silly that thing was. We rationalize it and we protect that person in public. Then in private, we'll deal with them. What does our culture say? Man, I just got to keep it real, man. That was dumb, oh, dude. Dude shouldn't have done that. Keeping it real, man, is getting us killed. Y'all hear that? Keeping us real is getting us killed. So we've got to protect and build up our sisters, brothers. Sisters, you got to protect and build up your brothers. Now, let me just say this before I move on, because I don't want y'all to get it twisted, man. I'm not saying that you build up a brother who is putting his hands on your sisters. That ain't who you protect. See, in our community, because of our current code of ethics, we know who the killers are. We know who the rapists are. We know who the child molesters are. Because they are family. But because our current culture says that we let them get away with that kind of stuff, then we have to deal with the ramifications of that. What if our current culture says, you involved in killing somebody, then we're going to deal with you? What if our current culture says that even if it's my son, you go out and rape somebody? In public, I'm going to protect you. But we're going to come back in our community as a community, and we're going to decide on how to deal with that so we can end rape in our community. We don't say, I know my son is a rapist and a menace, so he's not allowed to come at my house, but he's allowed to go in somebody else's house and rape somebody else's children. See, we know. See, you guys know I dealt with molestation as a child. So my folks knew who the molester was. But you know who the molester was, and you still put him in charge of taking care of the children. No, you not only don't put him in charge of taking care of your children, you make sure he's never alone with any children. And you deal with that. That's how you got to end this stuff. But we know exactly who the killers, the rapists, the thieves. See, we celebrate the booster in the community, right? The booster comes back into the community with a truckload of stuff that he's boosted, and he sells it to us on the low, and we celebrate the booster until he comes in your house and boosts the stuff that you bought from him back. Now you're mad. Now you're mad. We've got to change our code of conduct, man. Well, I said that's the way it's done in Ghana. No protection at all for infractions, dealt with immediately by general public. We have to come together and start. These young brothers who are sick because of post-traumatic slave syndrome, yeah, we get that, but we've got to give them a choice. Either you heal from that sickness, or we're going to deal with you, but we're not going to sit by idle and let you continue to be a menace in our society. We're going to help you deal with and overcome. Yeah, your best friend got killed right in front of you, so that causes some sickness in you, right? And it makes you lose hope, and you want to go out and kill the world. You mad at the world. We're going to help you overcome that sickness. But you have a choice to make. You either want to overcome the sickness, or if you continue to be a menace, we're going to deal with you. Not the justice system, not the cops, not the jails, not the judge, us. Black men, we're going to deal with the young brothers who are continuing to be a menace in our community. That's just how it has to be. Address the issue in private, but severely. Absolutely. Right? And then the 12th and the final one is we will look for every opportunity to start our own business, serving the need of our people first. Number 12. This is where the code of conduct actually leads to action steps that will get us where we want to be. So if we look for every opportunity to start our own businesses, serving our needs first, that's where you build your own economy. Level 1, Powernomics. That's where you build your own economy. When we look for every opportunity to build businesses that serve our needs first. This is how we win. Remember, your code of ethics, your code of conduct precipitates your culture. So now everything that enters into our culture has these 12 things wrapped and woven in it. So nothing enters our culture that will go against these 12 things. So that means if we look at these 12 things, gang banging in our culture is redefined by default. Because what are some of the foundational principles of gang banging? After they were perverted, right? Because we know that most of the gangs were set up to protect and combat police brutality in our community, right? But then they became perverted. But what is gang banging changed to if this is our new code of conduct? When they can't kill, when they can't fight each other, when they can't steal from each other, when they can't offer and sell drugs to each other, then the gang becomes something different. Because the culture or the code of conduct precipitates the culture. Precipitates the culture. So anything that now enters into our culture, we have to ask ourselves, does this code of conduct line up with, does this act line up with our code of conduct? If not, we can't make this part of our culture. We cannot make this part of our culture. If it lines up with our code of conduct, if you're not robbing or stealing from each other, you're not killing each other, not selling or offering drugs, you're not you're combining dollars to buy in groups, you are protecting our women and children, we are lifting each other up, we're educating our own, and we're looking for business opportunities that serve us first. If what you're doing fits into that mold, then it can become a permanent part of our culture. If not, then it cannot become part of our culture. See, our culture developed with a code of conduct initially, but then when you institute television programming, then somebody starts to define our code of conduct. Why do you think why do you think the stereotypes are always negative and projected? Because it reinforces a code of conduct amongst us, and the code of conduct precipitates culture. In fact, your culture is developed and defined by that code of conduct. So what again is my definition of power? My definition of power is when someone can define who you are and what you believe, but make you take on that definition as if you came up with it yourself. So our code of conduct is constantly being defined. They're constantly telling us, they'll see some I kind of try, I like to choose my words carefully. But in this case, this word applies. They will hear an ignorant brother or sister say something that is halfway philosophical in sound. Then they will take that sound bite and they will play it over and over and drill it into our heads until we start saying that as if we came up with it. And we own that as a definition. Give an example. Who told you you live in the ghetto? Who told you live in the hood? See, somebody else defined you as ghetto. You took ownership of the word ghetto and you claim it now and you use it as an acronym to define yourself, or you use it as a adjective to define yourself. And now you wear that with pride, but somebody else defined that for you and had you take that on as yourself. Because if they allowed you to continue to say that you live in a community, they understand that words have power. There's unity in the word community. And if you continue to talk about the fact that you live in a community, that's going to, in essence, create the community that you want to see for yourself. But as long as you keep talking about you live in a ghetto, you live in a hood, then you're going to keep it looking like a ghetto. You're going to keep it looking like a hood. You're going to trash it. You're going to disrespect. You're not going to own anything in it. You're not going to build any businesses there. And they know the psychology. Number 12 was, we need to look for every opportunity to start businesses serving the needs of our people first. Create businesses that serve the need of our people first, right? Ghetto fabulous. If you take what ghetto is and the definition of ghetto and then fabulous, that's an oxymoron. You can't be ghetto and fabulous. But they gave us that definition because they define who we are. We accept their definition of ourselves as true, and we live out that definition. So from now on, we're going to put the neighbor back on hood. Stop saying, I'm going to my hood. No, I'm going to my neighborhood. Where you at, dog? I'm chilling in my neighborhood. I'm not chilling in the hood. Because when you're chilling in the hood, that says you're in a place where there's no neighbors. When you don't have any neighbors, you don't look out for one another. And they created that for you by design. And you start owning that creation as if you created it yourself. Gotta fix this stuff, y'all. You gotta fix this stuff. So tomorrow we're back to My Brother's Keepers speaker series with my man Corey Beal. We're gonna talk about the importance of insurance and covering your life. Right, you hide under a hood. That's another good one. So we're gonna talk about the importance of insurance and how you can use insurance to build wealth for your family, so you can transfer wealth from one generation to another. That's one of the things that we are actually missing. So the Black Wealth Movement is starting to understand this more and more, and we're adding this to our brand of wealth building strategies. You got to have proper insurance and proper coverage. So I'm gonna have Corey Beal on tomorrow talking about that and the benefits and the power of how to use that as a tool to create generational wealth. Remember, go to Cortez the Coach Thornton fan page if you want to get access to Monetize My Life Academy for just $5 a month. If you go to that fan page, you get access to Monetize My Life Academy for just $5 a month. There's some posts there with some instructions. Say, if you share this post, tag me in it and say you're joining Monetize My Life Academy, then I will see the tag. Then I will inbox you a coupon code that will take your join fee and your monthly fee from $97 a month down to $5 a month. Yep. For the next few days, you'll be able to get access to Monetize My Life Academy for just $5 per month. So, but you got to go to that fan page, Cortez the Coach Thornton fan page, and you'll see the post there that you can share. Tag me in the post, then I will send you that coupon code. If you've already done that and I haven't sent you the coupon code, just send me a message and say, hey, brother, I shared the post. I'm waiting on the coupon code, and I'll get it to you and get you guys locked in. I mean, I've already got branding and marketing courses on there. I've already got some mindset courses on there. I'm uploading the SEO course today. I added a Twitter course yesterday. Got a podcasting course on there already. Got an Instagram course on there already. And then you get weekly coaching question and answer sessions with me. So it's that deal, y'all. If you're trying to build a business, trying to build a brand, whether you're a network marketer, affiliate marketer, whether you have a brick and mortar, whether you're an author trying to get your book out there, you need to be in Monetize My Life Academy, because it'll teach you everything you need to know to build a business, especially using today's technology. So I'm your man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community. Till I talk to you guys tomorrow, I want you to get your money up, because not only can you do it, you deserve it. Peace out, people.